Jones, the 15-year-old who disappeared from Essex. You can't have missed this in the news. It's had huge publicity, and perhaps the chance of finding new witnesses tonight might be slim.
But even if it's a long shot, someone out there must know something. Danielle vanished on a walk to school 4 weeks ago in the village of East Tilbury.
Okay, morning everybody. Welcome to day 28. Exactly 4 weeks today since Danielle went missing. Tasking today for teams 2 and 3 will be a footpath that runs from Butts Lane to a railway bridge at Linford in Essex. Okay, the divers will be continuing today at the lake nearest to the East Tilbury village. There's tyre tracks, footmarks on one area of that lake where they'll be paying particular attention.
Because you're just sitting waiting for news all the time, which is hard, very hard. But basically at the end of each day, there is no news, there is no result. There is nothing to tell us, really. The only one thing we want to know is something that we're not hearing, and that's that they found her. She's not a withdrawn child, but she is very shy. She's just a homely girl. She's not one that likes to be wandering about at all. She loves animals. She adores her rabbits. She's got 2 very young rabbits, which she's not had long. She got up her normal rushing around. Her friends knocked as usual and she wasn't ready. She normally has like 2 sandwiches and then just stuffs it all in the school bag, and she went out at about 5 to 8. The normal thing was to say, see you later, Mum, and I'd say, see you later. I wished I'd told her how much I loved her. Just hope I get another chance.
Danielle's brother saw her turn left as usual, but then she turned and walked the other way. Why? 2 schoolboys saw her as well, and assumed she was heading for a nearby shop, though she could have caught the school bus going that way too. She never did. Perhaps quite unconnected, but someone thinks they saw a schoolgirl arguing with a man not far away. Later that day, Danielle's school rang her home to say she hadn't turned up.
So I just thought, she'll come home. In any minute now, she'll turn up. And I was sure by dark she would come home, because she doesn't like the dark. There is no way she wouldn't have made contact with me. I know there isn't. Just from the simple note she leaves me, she's going to a friend. I'll phone you when I get there. I'm next door. A month sounds an awfully long time. Each day makes it a less likely good outcome in my mind. Although I've still got that slight flicker that there'll be a good outcome, but that is getting very hard to believe anymore, really.
Well, Peter, that's Mum's hope. What about you?
Well, I'm convinced that Danielle has been abducted. I know that she was last seen walking towards Coronation Avenue, but after that I don't know where she went to, and we really need to speak to anybody who saw her after she left the road close to where she lives. Anyone who may have been there, they may think that we already have the information and we don't need to speak to them again. We do. Anybody who can tell us anything about Danielle's movements after she left home should contact us urgently.
And what about the possible sighting of Danielle arguing with a man? You know about that, but you want more witnesses on that, if possible.
I want witnesses to anything that happened to Danielle. It's possible that it was her involved in that argument. It may have been somebody else, and if it was, let's speak to them. Let's rule them out so we can be clear what we're now looking for. But if that was Danielle and anybody else saw an argument or a conversation between 2 people, speak to us. Tell us what you saw. No matter how insignificant it is, it can contribute to our investigation. It may be the absolute key to what we're looking for.
Given that you believe she was abducted, is there anything that may have been going on in her life before this that might shed any light?
I certainly think it's a possibility. There may be friends who have been confided in. There may be somebody who knows something that she's talked about at school or in the village. Contact us and tell us that. There may be good reasons why you haven't spoken to us before. They may be frightened with this length of time having passed, that they'll be criticised if they come forward now. We must speak to them. Tell us now whatever you can to help, and let us be the judge of how useful it is.
So anything or anyone possibly that was bothering Danielle?
Indeed, anything or anyone. We would like to speak to them now.
The information you think you'll find that will unlock this for you. It's going to be in the local area in East Tilbury. Shall we just remind ourselves, you're looking for items like this, aren't you? This is what, Danielle's school bag?
Yes. When Danielle left home, she left home in a school uniform with her school bag and books inside it. Her lunch was inside the bag. Okay. And anybody walking around the Tilbury or the Thurrock area of Essex who should see anything similar to this, a Kukai bag.
Kukai bag. This is her school tie.
That's the school tie. Yeah, that's St Clair's school tie. Now that is the comprehensive school for that area. But we're looking for any indication of where Danielle has been or may be now.
And her school blazer.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. Peter, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, Danielle's parents are here. Tony, do you agree with Linda, your wife, and do you agree with Peter about what's happened?
Yes, I do. I've always got that glimmer of hope that she is still alive, but we just know that she wouldn't have run away. We know that 100%. The type of girl she was, she just wouldn't have run away.
Do you, Linda, believe at this stage there is anybody out there who knows something who hasn't come forward? In your heart, is that what you suspect is going on?
I hope so, because we've just had nothing positive, so someone surely has got to know something. She hasn't just disappeared off the face of the earth. Someone's got to have seen something.
It could also perhaps be a girlfriend of Danielle, somebody she's confided in who knows something, who again is fearful. Maybe she feels she should have come forward before, maybe she feels it was told in confidence. There are all sorts of reasons. What do you say to tempt that girl to come forward and talk?
Well, obviously someone knows something. If it is a friend, I know they must be really frightened of leaving it this long to come forward, but they've got to come forward to put us out of this. We can't deal with this indefinitely.
You know from the enormous reaction there's been, it's somehow a crime that really has touched the nation's heart.
That's
Everybody
right,
out there is hoping for you tonight. And let's hope that the right person or people call in. Please ring us here in the studio, 0500 600 600, or the incident room, you can call it directly. It's manned now and will be for a long time tonight, 01 245 46 4222.